How to Speak English Fluently, the bus driver who changed everything. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to tell you a story that will completely change the way you think about learning English. This is not another grammar lesson. This is not another list of words to memorize. This is a true story about a bus driver who didn't know a single word of English, and today is known as the bus driver who speaks English. A story about how he transformed his life and how you can transform yours too. So grab a coffee, get comfortable, because this story will inspire you from beginning to end. Mike was a bus driver in a tourist city in Brazil. Every day, he woke up early, got on his bus, and drove the same streets, stopped at the same stops, and saw the same people. It was a simple life. Mike liked his job. He loved driving and knew every corner of the city like the palm of his hand. But there was one thing that bothered him deeply. Every single day, tourists from all over the world got on his bus. They came from Germany, from France, from Italy, from the United States, from Japan. They spoke different languages, but most of them spoke English, and Mike understood absolutely nothing. He would hear them talking and laughing, and he wanted to help them. He wanted to tell them about the beautiful places in the city. He wanted to tell them where to get off, where to find a good restaurant, where to see the most beautiful sunset. But he couldn't. Every time a tourist asked him something in English, Mike's heart would start beating fast. He would smile, point to the map, and hope they understood. Sometimes they did. Sometimes they didn't. And when they didn't, they would leave the bus looking frustrated, and Mike would feel terrible. One day, something happened that changed everything. A young American woman got on the bus. She looked lost. She was holding a map and looking around nervously. She walked up to Mike and asked in English, "Excuse me, sir, does this bus go to the beach?" Mike understood nothing. His mind went completely blank. He looked at her, opened his mouth, but no words came out. She asked again, slower this time. "Does this bus go to the beach?" He still didn't understand. Finally, she sighed, looked at her phone, and walked to the back of the bus. She looked so disappointed. Mike felt absolutely terrible. That night, Mike couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about that woman. He kept thinking about how helpless he felt. He kept thinking about the disappointment on her face. And then he made a decision. He said to himself, "I'm going to learn English. Not for me. For the tourists. For the people who need my help." He didn't know how. He didn't know where to start. But he knew one thing. He was going to try. The next day, Mike started his journey. He bought a small notebook. On the first page, he wrote one word. Hello. He practiced saying it all day. When a tourist got on the bus, he said, "Hello." The tourist smiled and said, "Hello" back. Mike felt so happy. The next day, he learned another word. Thank you. He said it to every tourist who got off the bus. They smiled. They said, "Thank you" back. Mike felt like he was winning a small victory. But Mike wanted to do more. He wanted to help them. He wanted to answer their questions. So he started learning one new word every single day. One word. Just one. He would write it in his notebook. He would practice it all day while driving. He would say it to himself. Beach. 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 He would point to the beach as he drove past it and say, "Beach." Slowly, the words started to stick. He learned restaurant, hotel, church, market, square, museum, park, beach. Simple words, useful words, words he could use with the tourists. But Mike knew that words alone were not enough. He needed to understand questions. He needed to understand what the tourists were asking. So he started listening more carefully. He would pay attention when tourists talked to each other. He would try to catch the words he knew. He would repeat them in his head. He would write down new words and look them up later. He started asking his passengers to teach him. He would say, "What is this in English?" and point to something. They would tell him, and he would write it down. The tourists loved helping him. They would smile and encourage him. Mike was becoming a student, and the whole bus was his classroom. Every day, Mike would practice. On his way to work, he would listen to English songs. During his breaks, he would watch short videos in English. At night, before going to sleep, he would review his notebook. He would close his eyes and repeat the words of the day. He never missed a day. Even when he was tired, he practiced. Even when he didn't feel like it, he practiced. He was building a habit, a small habit, just 15 minutes a day, but every single day without fail. The first few weeks were the hardest. Mike would forget words as soon as he learned them. He would get frustrated. He would think, "I'm never going to learn this." But he kept going, because he remembered how he felt that night. He remembered the woman on the bus. He remembered the disappointment, and he never wanted to feel that way again. Then, slowly, something started to change. Words that once seemed impossible started to come naturally. He stopped translating everything in his head. He started understanding simple questions. One day, a tourist asked him, "How much to the city center?" Mike understood every word. He answered, $2. The tourist smiled and paid. Mike's heart was full of joy. It was a simple interaction. But to Mike, it was a miracle. He had spoken English. He had been understood, and it felt amazing. From that day, Mike grew more confident. He started learning phrases instead of just words. "Where is the beach? How far is the market? What time does the bus leave? I can help you." Simple phrases, useful phrases. He practiced them again and again. He would say them to himself as he drove. He would say them to the tourists. He made mistakes. Sometimes tourists would laugh at his accent. But Mike didn't care. He kept speaking. He kept learning. He kept getting better. Months went by. Mike's notebook was full of words and phrases. He could now understand most of the questions tourists asked him. He could give directions. He could recommend restaurants. He could tell them about the history of the city. He was no longer just a bus driver. He was a guide. He was a helper. He was someone people could rely on. And then, something incredible happened. One day, a group of tourists got on the bus. They were from England. They didn't speak Portuguese. They looked confused and lost. Mike looked at them and smiled. He said, "Good morning. Welcome to my bus. Where would you like to go?" They were surprised. They didn't expect a Brazilian bus driver to speak English. They asked him for recommendations, and Mike told them all about the city. He told them about the best restaurants, the most beautiful beaches, the most interesting museums. The tourists were amazed. They thanked him and said, "You're the best bus driver in Brazil." Word started to spread. Tourists started looking for Mike's bus. They wanted to ride with the bus driver who spoke English. They would take pictures with him. They would write reviews online. Mike became a local celebrity. He was featured in a travel blog. People from all over the world started sending him messages. They wanted to know how he learned English. They wanted to know his secret. And what was his secret? It was simple. He never gave up. He practiced every single day. He started small, just one word a day, just 15 minutes a day. He didn't try to change everything at once. He changed one small thing every day. He just got 1% better every day. And those small daily actions slowly built a new life for him, a life where he could help people, a life where he could connect with people from all over the world, a life he never imagined possible. Today, Mike still drives his bus, but now he does more than just drive. He connects people. He helps tourists discover the beauty of his city. He teaches them Portuguese words. He tells them stories about his country. He is not just a bus driver anymore. He is an ambassador. He is proof that anyone can learn English. No matter where you start, no matter how little you know, if you just keep going, you can reach your goal. And you know what? Mike is still learning. He still makes mistakes. He still has an accent. But he doesn't let that stop him. Because he realized that fluency is not about perfection. It's about connection. It's about courage. It's about being willing to try, even when you're scared. It's about being willing to be imperfect and to keep going anyway. Maybe you're like Mike. Maybe you've been telling yourself that you can't learn English. Maybe you think you're too old. Maybe you think you're too busy. Maybe you think you're not smart enough. But here's the truth. Those are just stories you've been telling yourself. Stories that are holding you back. Mike was a bus driver. He had no special talent. He had no money for expensive courses. He had no extra time. But he had something more important than all of that. He had a decision. He decided to start. And he decided to never stop. So here's my challenge to you. Start today. Right now. Do one thing in English today. Just one. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be consistent. Learn one word. Listen to one song. Read one sentence. Speak one word out loud. Just one small thing. And then do it again tomorrow. And again the day after that. Because that's how you build a habit. That's how you build a skill. That's how you build a new life. Mike didn't become fluent in a month. It took him months, years even. But he kept going. And one day, he realized he had become fluent. Not because he was special, not because he had a secret method, but because he showed up every single day. He did one small thing every single day. And those small things added up to something extraordinary. The truth is, you already know more English than you think you do. You have a foundation. You have vocabulary. You have grammar. You just need to trust yourself. You need to let go of the fear of making mistakes. You need to stop trying to be perfect. You need to start trying to be present. English is not a test you need to pass. It's a tool you need to use. It's a bridge to connect with the world. You don't need to be fluent to use it. You can start right now with whatever you have. So what's your first step going to be? Today, I want you to do one small thing. Just one. Maybe you learn one new word. Maybe you listen to a song. Maybe you repeat a sentence out loud. Whatever it is, just do something. And then comment below and tell me what you did. I want to celebrate your first step with you, because the first step is the most important one. It's the step that changes everything. And if you feel like giving up, because you will feel like giving up, remember Mike. Remember the bus driver who knew nothing and became fluent. Remember that he didn't do it overnight. He did it one word at a time, one day at a time, one step at a time. And if he can do it, so can you. Absolutely you can. Not because you're special, but because you're human. And humans are built to learn languages. It's what we do. It's what we've always done. So go ahead, take that small step today. Say that word, listen to that song, read that sentence, speak that phrase. Don't wait until you're ready, because you will never feel ready. Just start. Just go. Just believe. Believe in the power of small daily actions. Believe that you can be like Mike. Believe that you can learn English and change your life forever. And before you go, let me tell you one more thing. Mike is still driving that bus, and every single day, he gets to help people from all over the world. Every single day, he gets to connect with someone new. Every single day, he gets to prove that learning a language is possible for anyone. He is living proof that you can do this, and he wants you to know that. He told me himself, he said, tell them to never give up. Tell them to keep going. Tell them that if I can do it, they can too. So here I am, telling you exactly that. You can do this. I believe in you. And now, I want you to believe in yourself. Start today. Start small. And watch your world change. That's all for today's video. If this story inspired you, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment and tell me what your first small step is going to be. I read every single comment, and I want to hear from you. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a story like this one. And share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. Someone who has been struggling, feeling stuck, feeling like they can't do it. Send it to them. It might be exactly what they need to hear. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being part of this journey. Remember, your journey to fluency doesn't start next Monday. It doesn't start next month. It doesn't start next year. It starts now. So take that first step, just one small word, one small sentence, one small step. And before you know it, you'll be like Mike, speaking English, connecting with people, and living a life you once thought was impossible. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep learning, keep growing, and never, ever give up. Bye for now, and take care of yourselves.